Sometimes zero waste and minimalism go hand in hand. Am I becoming a minimalist? Maybe. Hello there, welcome to my channel. I'm Maggie, this is the Darling M. My motto is loving a finite planet to infinity. I believe in sustainability for the environment and sustainability for the self. If you watched my One Dress One Month video, you know that capsule wardrobes have been a challenge for me, but I'm finally nipping it in the bud. I come to you today from the trenches. It is ugly, it is time consuming. I'm about halfway through the process. You may know that I'm currently enrolled in an online course all about creating a capsule wardrobe. It's taught by Monica Watson of Budget Bohemian, and proceeds go to help victims of human trafficking. So I'm sure she'll be offering the course again, so check the link below and consider applying. Even though my style is not particularly boho, the assignments we've been doing in that course have been really challenging, but really fun. And it's a great place to connect to a community of people who are going through the same thing. So I spent basically my entire weekend once and for all chucking everything that either doesn't fit, isn't useful to me, or that I don't absolutely love. And this requires a minimalist mindset. You guys know already that I do aim for zero waste. Obviously, if you are shooting for a zero waste lifestyle, you very much like a minimalist begin to understand the difference between things you want and things you need. I do find, however, that sometimes there's a conflict in philosophy between zero waste and minimalism. The minimalist mindset tends to have the end goal in mind, and that's where a zero waste lifestyle becomes a little more difficult. When you have a zero waste mindset, you tend to hang on to things, or at least I do. So if a minimalist is all about letting go of things, I think zero wasters, or my approach to zero wasting, has put me in a mindset of kind of salvaging, and I almost feel like I need to save everything. So I almost feel like I need more storage space and need to find all this room in my home to hang on to things until I get the time and energy and knowledge to know how to dispose of them properly. So sometimes for me, there does seem to be a little bit of a conflict between the salvage mindset of zero waste. You know, you kind of want to rescue things, you don't want to see anything go to a landfill or really be disposed of in any way where you're not really sure where it's going to end up, versus the minimalist mindset of creating a clutter-free home. I know that's not all minimalism is about, but there you go. So over my weekend, to dispose of things properly, I have at least 4 piles for how to get rid of my discards, and I think I may be adding a 5th method of disposal as well. So I want to share with you all the different ways I've done this, and again, I'm not shying away from how time consuming it has been. So probably my largest pile is things that are going to be sold. So I went through my giant pile of no items, again, things that either aren't useful to me, don't fit anymore, or fit properly in a way that makes me want to wear them, or that I don't love anymore. So I went through that pile of no, and I pulled out all the things that could be sold through ThredUp. I'll put the link to ThredUp below, secondhand first. So I'm hoping to recoup some money back. There is some guilt involved in this process, of course. You just have to kind of accept it and move on. So I'll show you my ThredUp bag. It is so heavy. Okay, so this, oh my gosh. So this is a clean out kit. It's a plastic bag, unfortunately. But it's a clean out kit that I ordered from ThredUp, and then I filled it with things that I feel like are very likely to be accepted by them. So the time investment of that is looking on their website and identifying all the reasons they do and don't accept things, and then making sure that the clothes I put in the bag matched that description. So I looked up like the brands of almost every single item to make sure they accepted them. I inspected each of those pieces of clothing. I laundered them. I lint rolled the heck out of the ones that had dog hair all over them. And so I tried to make them really nice, make sure that I could maybe get some bang for my buck, and filled up the whole bag. I scheduled a pickup today, so my mail carrier is gonna zip it off today, and we'll see what comes of that. A second pile is reserved for Depop. Again, it's not a pretty process. It's like an old Amazon box, and it's just kind of crammed in there. So it's full of things that either I already have posted on Depop or that I still need to list. There's a time investment involved there. I mean, to successfully sell something on Depop, you need to take nice pictures of it, preferably wearing the clothes, which requires like a whole photo shoot. You have to spend time writing descriptions, listing it. There's a big waiting game to see if anybody wants to purchase that item. But I did set aside some things for that are, more unique, so they're more likely to appeal to a Depop crowd. Perhaps they're vintage, which ThredUp does not take, or maybe they were missing a tag or had some other slight defect to them. So those things I'm going to list, if I haven't already, on Depop. A third pile, in an old ThredUp box actually, is my Goodwill, labeled Goodwill bag. So this box is things that do still function, may still have some use, but are more for donations. So these are things that I don't think I would recoup any money from, but that there might be someone out there who could use it. That brings me to my fourth pile, things that not only would no one want to buy, but really are of no use to anyone. And that's my bucket. So my bucket has like old t-shirts that I'm gonna cut up into rags, free unpaper towels, okay? That's where that pile's going. The fifth pile is things that should probably be recycled, but I haven't done enough research yet to figure out the proper method for disposing of textiles, for how to recycle them, because I know, like, I appreciate clothes that are made from other recycled clothes. I know that the fabrics matter, but I need to figure out the proper place to do that so that they don't just end up in the landfill. Okay, so what is next? I will show you what my closet looks like now, or at least half of it. The other half is private. So I have a few things. My hangers are mismatched. Ignore it. So I do have a smaller number of things, still not small enough. I would like to have a smaller number of things for spring 2017. But notice that I do have some extra hangers. Those are not out of laziness. That is because each one serves a specific function. So for example, this is an empty hanger, but it has a post-it on it. Will it focus? It has a post-it on it that says pink blazer. So that's an example of something that I'm looking for. I think I found one on ThredUp actually. All my items I'm sure will be thrifted for now. It's more economical. By the way, see Allie Cherry's video on that. I'll link her. I may be out of cards, but I'll link her in the description box below. She answers some great questions about thrifting versus buying new but sustainable brands. I also have an empty hanger for something that's actually in the wash right now. So some of my hangers are for things that they're like placeholders for what's going to go there. So again, this is not the end result, but it's a start. The other thing is that I have officially selected my color palette for spring 2017. I had to have 3 neutrals. They are black, white, and cognac, and 3 pops of color, and they are orange, blue, or what I call Maggie blue, and the orange is kind of a red orange like this, and pink. So hopefully I'll pop up the color palette here for you to see that. So I hope you're as excited as I am to see how this turns out, and I hope that you consider taking the massive time and effort to, if you're going to dispose of your clothes, to dispose of them responsibly. Okay, so in addition to thanking Monica, from whom I'm taking this course that is getting me in gear to finally figure out this capsule wardrobe thing once and for all, I also have a few other YouTubers I'd like to thank. One of them, I just recently watched Madeline Olivia's video about donating and selling your clothes. And I really appreciate it when anybody addresses that part of minimalism or capsule wardrobe, is like, what do you do now with all of this stuff? How do you really dispose of it responsibly? Similarly, My Green Closet, who is kind of an expert on all things sustainable fashion, has a video on what to do with your old clothes. She mentions some of the same methods that I'm using, so that's a good one. I'll link in the cards and in the description box below. And finally, I want to thank Haley Carolina. Haley Carolina has a whole series of videos from where she went dumpster diving and discovered all of these treasures that would have otherwise gone to landfill. I think it's really inspiring to see that side of it, to see what happens when, she noted, for example, this happens a lot when people move. They just don't have the time or energy to properly dispose of things, so they all end up in the dumpster. I suspect that that happens a lot when people, with the right intentions, want to be minimal and declutter, and probably skip the responsible discarding step and instead chuck it all in the landfill. So Haley Carolina, she is an inspiration. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the red subscribe button below so you don't miss any of my other updates. I will certainly be sharing my Spring 2017 official capsule once I get it sorted out and I finally won't be the dunce of capsule wardrobes. So, thank you.